Hello, everyone. Today is January 6th, 2023, and this is our meeting number 18, and we will finish today habit number 6, synergize. Beautiful, beautiful habit. I would love to tell right away that this habit is the summary and culmination of all habits what we went through. All our private victory and our public victory is all here. Let's make a very quick review because last time we just started that habit, right? Let me bring you here. So what we did. So we finished a lot from this. So we will finish today our habit. That's for sure. We were talking about Winston Churchill, and he said that all his life prepared his for this moment. And Mr. Covey take this comparison, and he said that all 6 habits prepared us for this habit. We talked that synergy is the highest activity in all life, and we are stronger together. And we will talk very a lot about that we need to value differences and respect them. It's actually very difficult. I tell you this just today. We had a little bit like very kind, nice argument, but I was a little bit not accepting someone's opinion, and I was wondering after why. And so even if we consider that opinion is not valuable, it's still someone's opinion. Everyone basically share their own experiences. And that person just couldn't share something else. That person shared what she knew. So why I need to be like irritated or upset? But it's a huge practice. What I'm sharing with you, do you experience that? Are you welcome everyone's opinion? How do you handle it? Can you share with us? Go ahead, guys. Just share. Yes, Kajabi.
Thank you. I feel I'm moving into another direction, which is a better direction, a more high vibrational direction, where I just tell myself, just because the person doesn't do things or say things exactly as I do, doesn't mean they're wrong. We both can, but they just have a different approach. And so that has served me so well. And I realized that I had been so judgmental prior, where I was holding this value system where if people didn't think like I did or have the same values, but now it's just so much more inclusive, and I just really appreciate it because it's liberating to me. So I don't have that judgment energy. Thank you.
Yes, can I ask you, were you born with it, or did it come to you through practice?
It came through to me through practice and through doing these type of courses and readings, and the willingness and intention that I had, where I just kept repeating to myself, I don't want to be judgmental. I don't want to be judgmental. I want people where they're at, and they may be at a place that I'm not at, but I can just meet them there. And there's more than one way to get to a place, and it doesn't have to be my way. It could be a different way. Beautiful. And it really broadened it helped broaden my, it just broadened my consciousness, where and they almost became my teachers, where I'm like, I was thinking narrow-mindedly, and now I'm like, okay, well, they have something to bring to the table if I have the willingness to see it, even though it's different than what I have. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. And you said a very nice thing. She said, I was repeating myself. I don't want to be judgmental. I don't want to be judgmental. You remember we were talking that what is belief? Who remember? Who remembers? What is belief? Hello, Christine. Welcome to meeting. Nice to see you.
Belief is having faith something is going to happen.
Say it again.
Believing that something is going to happen, just having faith in it.
Right, but what is belief? I will say very simple, guys. Belief is just a thought you keep thinking. So, and Katie B offered a powerful example how we can change a thought. So it's just your willingness and practice. I don't want to be judgmental. I don't want to be judgmental. I want to respect people. And what is it was like a mantra. And what is our mantra? I am unsuccessful. I nobody like me. Nobody respect me. I never will get what I want. This is our mantra. And that is how it's surprising that we receive it. It's serious. Really, it's very, very serious. However, don't be strict with yourself, because this is the reality of all humanity, where we are right now. We are not that advanced how we think. Yes, our technology is advanced, but where is our technology? We, for example, in medicine, we only can heal on the physical level, right? We still cannot heal any emotional problems. So you are, guys, pioneer. You are ahead of many lot of people. So just go forward, and people will follow you. So let's come back. And the one announcement, sorry, I forgot. So if you would like to promote your business, please put it in the chat. And then we talk about synergistic communication, and this is what I meant right now. And Mr. Covey is saying that many of us, the majority of us, script in the negative communication. They have no idea what does mean synergy, because they are only defensive or arguing with each other. However, even these people had sometimes some moments when they were like in a moment. Guys, did you ever was there in that moment when time doesn't exist and you are one with people around? And it can be in choir or in sports or in some emergencies. But Mr. Covey said we don't need to wait some emergencies. We can create those moments all the time, basically manually. It was in a classroom, synergy in business, synergy in family, and we stop here, right? And this is graph is self-explanatory. I don't want to repeat it. So that what I want to say that the synergistic communication is on the top, and it's real joy. Please, can you let me know? Did you recall from your life this kind of situations? Do you understand what Mr. Covey is talking about, or it's very basic question? Everybody experienced it, but I want to hear it. Shan, how are you at your work? Did you experience that? You're saying very nice things all the time about your work. I see you love your work. It gives you joy. Did you experience that?
Are you asking everyone?
Yes, I'm asking Shan, however, maybe Shan, what can you say? Just say something
About win-win
about
or compromise.
synergistic. Yes, about synergistic experience, event, situation. When you were in a moment, when you enjoy the people and people enjoy your class and you were listening to each other, open for new possibilities, and it was like the air of creativity was flowing around. Maybe it's in your life, not exactly at work.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
it
always
was at
nice.
sport.
It's always nice to do something and see somebody see your point, or to see growth in someone, especially when you work with kids to where they can't do it 1 minute and the next minute they can. That's always a good feeling. But
Mhm.
like you say, sometimes we always dwell on the wrong events, like the ones that aren't so
Right, right.
so memorable.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Katie B, please.
I would say that um, I do my best to practice this because I believe in the universal laws, and when it's a win-win for all, I think that's when things manifest. When you get outside your ego and you don't think about your own selfish interests, you think about the interests of the greater good. So I always say, it could be a compromise, you have to give and take, but it's a win-win for all. And because I so believe in unity consciousness, I always want to communicate. So, I give, that the other person gives, hopefully. And I think it's about that communication too, as well. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And guys, if go deeper to more understand what is synergy, synergy means, let's go just, I put one slide from Buddha's brain, and we will dig from our ancestors, which we came a couple of or maybe 80 million years ago. And we will see how synergy was born. Do I have a volunteer to read? Oh, I can read. Let me read quickly. For millions of years, until the advent of agriculture, about 10,000 years ago, our ancestors lived in hunter-gatherer bands, usually with fewer than 100 members. They were searching for food, avoiding predators and and competing with other bands for scarce resources. In that harsh environment, individuals who cooperated with other members of their band typically lived longer and left more offspring. Further, bands with strong teamwork usually beat bands with weak teamwork at getting resources, surviving, and passing on their genes. But these two last sentences or the last paragraph is exactly telling to us when the synergy started. Individuals who cooperated with other members of their band typically lived longer and left more offsprings. And the better teamwork, stronger teamwork, they were getting better resources, They survived, and it was passing on genes. So synergy is our genes, is in our memory. We have 3 brains. We have lizard brain, we have mammal's brain, and we right now have our new brain. So it's all in our brain. If we don't have synergy, yes, we can survive, we can live, but it doesn't give us excitement and happiness. And still right now, if we have a synergy, it will be better, we will get better results. We don't need surviving right now, but better results we always need. Better results, better salary, more happiness, more friendship, more opportunities. Yes, KTB.
I was just going to bring up the point of the alpha male, where, you know, that's a terminology in our society where the alpha male is, and I'm saying what the slide shows is like the alpha personality really does not work. Thank you.
Yes, now I understood, because at first I think, okay, but you're talking about, yes, thank you, KTB, wonderful. Okay, guys, let's move. So, compromise means 1 + 1 equal 1.5. Because what does mean compromise, right? We just need to a little bit think, not a little bit, think about our partner and the step, half of step back in order to find a solution which satisfied both of us. So both of give and take, right? The communication isn't defensive or protective or angry nor manipulative. It's honest, genuine, and respectful, but it isn't synergistic. Then we remember it from habit number 4, win-win, it produces a low form of win-win. What is about synergy? 1 + 1 may equal 8, 16, or even 1600. Oh my God. When I read, I think maybe I read it again, maybe I was confused and mixed the numbers. No, it's what Mr. Covey meant. What the synergistic position produces solution better than any originally proposed, and very exciting and enjoyable. And let's fish for the third alternative. We will do it right now, and maybe you will remember from your life some example. It's just an example. So it's to get a better idea on how our level communication affects our interdependent effectiveness. So let's follow the following scenario. It's a vacation time, and a husband wants to take his family out to the Lake County to enjoy camping and fishing. This is important to him. He's been planning it for a year. He's made reservations at a cottage on the lake and arranged the rental boat, and his sons are very excited to go. His wife, however, wants to use the vacation time to visit his ailing mother within 250 miles away. She doesn't have an opportunity to see her very often, and it's important to her. And so she's very worried about her mom. So husband is saying, honey, the plans are set, the boys are excited, we should go on fishing trip. All year long we were looking forward to 1 week vacation. The boys would be miserable sitting around grandmother's house for a week. They drive everybody crazy. Besides, your mom is not that sick, and she has her sister a mile away, and she can take care of her. My mother is more important than fishing, she replies. Your husband and sons are more important than your mother. And they disagree back and forth. Question. What would be the third solution what would be the synergistic solution? And there is many solutions. First, they were arguing. So it's even not a compromise, right? What would be, can you offer any solution for their problem? And definitely, we have these problems in our life all the time. If you are alone, you're fine because you're asking yourself and you're answering to yourself. You're always right. It's wonderful. And when you are as a couple, it's already a test. This is why to be together is so difficult. But only when you're in a couple, you are growing. No, you can grow by yourself, but it's going much slower because, how I said, you are talking to yourself and you are always right. So, but faster growing when you are in a couple. Yes, Katie B.
Well, I would say a possible compromise would be to split the week. You spend 2 or 3 days fishing and 2 or 3 days with her mother. Thank you.
Okay, it's a solution. Yes, it's an offer. Any other? Guys, be creative.
He could go fishing and without her, and she could go with the mom, and they could go their separate ways for a little bit.
That's your offer. And for some families, it can work. There is no right or wrong suggestion. Stefan, would you like to share with us? You are very creative. I would like to hear you. Can I ask you?
Well, they could see if there's a fishing hole in your mom.
Did I tell that Stefan is creative? Stefan, it's synergy.
Actually, I cheated. It's in the book, and I have a copy of the book here. So,
But you remember it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that solution come to us through our experience, or we read it in a book and we use it. It's not in a book, Stephen. It's already in your head. You already adapted. It's already yours. This is the benefit of reading books. And Mr. Covey suggested, very, very strongly suggested to us to read the book, especially some autobiography, which are very inspirational. Watch inspirational movies. Beautiful. Thank you, Stefan. Wonderful answer. We will think that it's your answer. Yes. So see, it's a third solution, and it's a better solution than a compromise. And then, yes, if he will find something near to her mom, and he can spend days there and can evening back home, and all of them will be together, beautiful. And there is can be 2 or 3 other solutions. And all what you offered also solutions. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really enjoyed. Can it be a negative synergy? Mr. Covey is saying what we are doing when someone doesn't understand us. Usually we try to apply more pressure. We become more eloquent, more logical information to strengthen our position. Right? It's all about me. If I see that somebody doesn't understand me, I put logic and try to be more logical to strengthen my position. But we already went through that I don't need to put more logic to strengthen my position. Habit number 5, I need to put my strengths to understand the other person first. So Mr. Covey is saying we need to realize that the very strength of the relationship is in having another point of view. Sameness is not oneness. Uniformity is not unity. I'm using this very often. But I'm saying just more simple. I'm saying we are oneness, not sameness. It's beautiful. We are one, but we are all different. We are not the same. This is actually the problem with the communism in Russia. They wanted everyone to be the same. And it's impossible. Unity or oneness is complementariness, not sameness. Sameness is uncreative and boring. The essence of synergy is to value the differences. You see, Mr. Covey all over and all over is saying to us, value the differences. It's difficult. So Mr. Covey is saying again that the key to interpersonal synergy is intrapersonal synergy. I wanted to say it, miss it, like skip it, because it's kind of so complicated, but then I read it again, it's important. Even if you won't remember those words, how I forgot those words, we will remember the meaning that he's saying interpersonal skills, qualities, and behavior we exhibit while interacting with other people, it's interpersonal skills. And what is interpersonal skills? Who knows? It's okay. We actually, go ahead.
The control, it's our own ability to manage ourselves.
Yes, Stefan, bingo. And interpersonal skills are all about self-awareness and controlling your own internal attitudes and inner processes. It's synergy within ourselves. And Mr. Covey is saying the key to interpersonal synergy. Again, it's a very fancy word, but we are again coming to ourselves, right? Yes, Dorothy.
I think the self-aware part is very important, especially when we're
yes.
talking about being judgmental. The
Yes,
least
yes.
judgmental people I know are like very self-aware. So they know that not to judge people because they could easily be that person.
Thank you, beautiful adding. And the habit number 1, 2, and 3, we devoted completely to ourselves. How to be strong, how to be centered in ourselves, how to take responsibility for our action, right? Yes, beautiful adding. Thank you. And again and again, valuing the differences. Valuing the differences is the essence of synergy. The mental, the emotional, the psychological differences between people. And the key to valuing those differences is to realize that all people see the world not as it is, but as they are. And we were studying that and talking about in the habit number, in prerequisites actually to habit number 1. And then we were going through it. And still, I need to see it all the time. We just today had a conversation and the person was telling that other people is doing what that person thinks they are doing. And I said, no, it's you think that way. The other people are different. It's for you important. But even for me, it's not important. What is important for you? What can we say about other people? So it's already engraved in our brain. We just always need to remind yourself that people see the world differently. And usually we are in a state where only I am right. The next slide is very interesting. Two people can see the same thing, disagree, and yet both the right. It's not logical, it's psychological. And I can add from myself, from what I know, that everything godly is illogical. And unfortunately, everything what is from other side is logical. Is it logical to be kind to people who are unkind to you? No, it's not logical. But it's from God. Is it logical to love people who do not love you or who hurted you or who you even just don't like? Is it logical to love them? But no, it's illogical. But God wants us to love your neighbor as yourself. But see, it's logical, do not love them who do not love you. And so it means it's from opposite side. I don't want to call that name. This is interesting graph. Anybody wants to comment on this thing? I'm going forward. We are moving very well. We will finish today. Do you want anyone would like to share? Okay. Maybe next slide. This is force field analysis by Kurt Lewin. Let's don't go into all details. Mr. Covey put it very, very thoroughly. Why I found it's very important and worth to spend time on it, that let's do some example, driving forces. You want to have a change in your family. For example, you have a certain climate and you want to change it. For example, you want to put respect and you respect and you disrespectful communication among your family. And whatever I found something nice, I'm running and I'm sharing with my family. But we need to remember that it's not necessarily the other side will accept it and say, yes, let's do that. It's we realize something good, right? But the other side still in his or in their life, and they do not ask us for those changes. So what it will happen? They will have the restraining forces. And Mr. Covey is saying like a spring. And if, for example, we still will push the other side, it will be like a spring. Someday or some hour or some time it will spring out and spring back. So we need always keep in mind that if we want some changes, it's not necessarily the other people will say, wow, we cannot wait when you will change us. So, and what's the solution? I will use Mr. Covey, but maybe you have some from your life experience. You can offer something.
This kind of reminds me of opposite action. I don't know if you've heard that. It's like you're just supposed to do the opposite of what you're feeling like doing. Like if you feel too anxious to meet people. You know, if you feel like fear, you're supposed to, and you want to hide in and not go outside, you should just go outside and just fight the fear so you get the overall outcome you want in your life. Because the fear will just let you like not accomplish anything or try new things.
Mhm. Okay, so again, you are suggesting to work on yourself, right? Right.
Mhm.
Stefan, do you want to say something? Your microphone is on, or you just forgot it?
I just forgot to turn it off.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to listen what you say. Yes, guys, I would use Mr. Covey. You need to use habit 4 and 5. 4, win-win, and habit 5, understand the other side first in order to be understood. And what is habit 4? Win-win. Explain, try to understand them, not just push your opinion, not use a lot of logic and the stronger force, stronger voice, pressure. So we need to use habit 4 and 5, and in order to be strong, use habit 1, 2, and 3. And as a result, only that a new culture can be created. And again, Mr. Covey coming back to our poor and unclear communication, which will result in misunderstanding, unrealistic expectation, and a subsequent major problem will be developed. So clear communication is very important. And in fact, as we are, oh, maybe anybody wants to share. Okay. Yes, Stefan, please.
So I just want to, I'm just looking at this. So habit 6 is trying to come up with is using entering into a communication. Habit 6 is entering into a communication with other people, trying to find something both parties feel good about. And habit 5, in order to find out what that is, you have to seek to understand the other. Both parties have to be willing to try to come to understand the other side, their partner, and so that they, because without that, they're not going to work on finding a creative solution that meets both, that comes, that where they try to meet both of their needs. Everybody comes out with getting their needs met. Did you
Yes.
understand that, or did I twist that around too much?
No, I think you said right. You said understand another side. Yes,
You have to
yes, I agree
understand
with
the
you.
habit. You need habits 4 and 5
Yes,
to be willing to, and you have to have, and you need 1 and 2 and 3. You need to be able to control yourself. Because
exactly.
otherwise it's all about you. Otherwise it's all about you. And when it's all about you, there's not, then nothing else, then 4, 5, and 6 don't happen.
Yes, yes, you're absolutely right, Stefan.
So what I'm saying is that with this force field thing is that that if we try to understand where the other people are coming from, you need 4 and 5 to do that. Then you can work with them, and this way you can get their cooperation rather than that you push them. You just say it's my way or the highway.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you do that, eventually it comes back to her, and it comes boomeranging back.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, beautifully said. Thank you, Stephen. Okay, so, and we are as a part of nature. It's our nature to be synergistic because all nature is synergistic. Ecology is a word which basically describes the synergisms in nature. Everything is related to everything else. It's in the relationship the creative power is created. And Mr. Covey again repeats the same in 7 Habits in their relationship to each other. And if we come back to intrapersonal skills, inside of us we have our own synergy. And we need to respect both the right brain and left brain. It doesn't mean that the left brain with logic is better than the right brain. Even, for example, in man and any person, for example, man has 80% male quality and male hormones, but 20% every man has female hormones, female energy. If a man, and he needs to respect both of sides. If a man will be only have female hormones and the if a male will have only male hormones and the male quality, it will be a terminator. And versa versa, woman, every woman has 80% of female hormones and quality and 20% of male. So, and we are at application suggestions. Do you have any questions? Do you have to share? Do you want to share anything about habit number 6 before we will go to application suggestions? Or at least, what do you feel? Do you feel that it's something that you want to implement in your life? Do you want to start again from habit number 1? We will start. I'm excited. I
Did you
am very
actually go
excited.
over the? Listen,
Go
could you
ahead,
actually go
Dorothy.
over the last slide? I was a bit confused.
Okay,
The one with
okay.
the positive and the outside forces. The one before that. Yeah, that one.
Okay. So tell what is what you want to understand and or what you didn't understand.
I thought this was positive forces to like change your behavior, but you said it's for communication?
Yes, yes, and please drive safely. Sorry, I not always have time to read. Yes, this is because we are in habit number 6. This concentrating on interpersonal communication. So it's already our public victory. Habit number 1, 2, and 3, we solely concentrated on one person, on yourself. This right now, this is going between in family, in a relationship between 2 people at least.
Okay.
No, did you understand what does it mean that if you want to change something in your family, so we cannot expect that everyone will be happy. We can meet the restraining forces because it was climate before and people got pretty comfortable in it. So in order to change something, we need to explain, we need to understand them, we need to listen to them, we need to try to implement win-win situation that for them and for you would be good. So we cannot just push, even if it's great what you figure out. Even if you want something good, it's women written, if you want something positive, still don't expect that people will say, yes, let's do it right away.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes more
Thank you.
sense.
Yes, thank you for asking. Okay, guys, if you would like to say something, it would be great. Do I have a volunteer to read? Let's read slowly. Sean, can I ask you to read? I didn't hear you for a long time.
Think about a person who typically sees things differently than you do. Consider ways in which those differences might be used as stepping stones to third alternative solutions. Perhaps you could seek out of his or her views on a current project or problem, valuing the different views you are likely to hear. 2, make a
Thank you.
list of people. Oh,
Yeah, yes,
okay.
let's discuss it a little bit. Thank you. Thank you. You will continue later, okay? Thank you.
Yes.
Guys, do it. But seriously, it's actually difficult. I remember when I tried to do some application suggestions, read it's nice. And then we went through the preparation steps. Let's say preferably that you would not go right away to the person made some preparation. We need to figure out what, for example, this what is that person see differently? How do you see that problem? And form it in a clear way, very clear way, without emotions. And then consider how you will approach, what will you say? See what if that person will say differently, what you might answer. Of course, you cannot see all the ways. It's fun. It's very fun and beneficial and very satisfying. Yeah, Sean, can you read number 2?
Make a list of people who irritate you. Do they represent different views that could lead to synergy? If you had greater intrinsic security and value, the difference?
Can we make a list of people who irritate you? Will it be a big list? Will it be a short list? And be kind to yourself. Just accept it as fun. Of course, we will do mistakes, but if we won't do mistakes, we won't grow. We will just remain where we are. Go ahead, Sean.
Identify a situation in which you desire greater teamwork and synergy. What conditions would need to exist to support synergy? What can you do to create those conditions?
Yeah, now you are the leader. Now you are the creator. Because already you are creating those conditions. Initiative, take initiative, it's the quality of leaders. It's very comfortable to sit in your comfortable zone and don't do anything. And our life is going like that, boring. Let's create something nice. We will benefit. We will benefit, and the other people will benefit. It will be more enjoyable life, more creative life. It's our nature. Just remember, it's our nature. And last number 4.
The next time you have a disagreement or confrontation with someone, attempt to understand the concerns underlying the person's position. Address those concerns in a creative and mutually beneficial way.
Yes, just today, I understood, I tried, I made a big attempt actually to understand why that person had that position. And I understood. And it first for me was much easier. I understood and I cooled down right away, and I was actually very satisfied. I understood that the person was sharing just from her experience. That's it. That person didn't want to hurt me. That person didn't want even to argue with me. It was just her position. And now I need to address that in a creative and mutually beneficial way. And it's completely possible if to think. But if, for example, I won't think about it to address that in a creative way, nothing will happen. Nothing. Katy B won't come to me and they will offer for me some creative way. I need to do it, as everyone need to do it in their own situations. Well, guys, I knew that we will finish today early, but I didn't want to start habit number 7. We have just one habit, and I'm planning to finish it in one meeting. So basically, next Monday will be our last meeting. It's as well final and beautiful, beautiful habit. Mr. Covey is calling it one of the most important habits, actually. Number 5, he said it's the most difficult habit. Seek to understand first, then to be understood. And I found that habit difficult too. I actually was joking. I said that I hate that habit because it's everything is written about me. Can I have your feedback about this habit? What did you get from it? Was it something new what you want to implement? What do you remember at least? Yes, Katyba?
I think this is a very important lesson, but I do feel like it's important to listen to your internal wisdom. And I know it's important to have synergy, but I feel as we're on this planet Earth and all these segments of the population, and there's some people that are unawakened and there's some people that are ignorant. I just feel like you can try to extend your hand and put your hand forth, like shake their hand, but ultimately you need to listen to your intuitive wisdom. Thank you.
Exactly. And everyone, Mr. Covey repeat and repeat, use her own experience and the inner wisdom. And if you are at that level that you can use your intuition, good for you. So it's applaud to you. For people who do not used to listen wisdom, intuition, we can use wisdom of Mr. Covey. They can use the wisdom of this book. This is why we are here and going through this book very, very carefully. Stefan, please. Stephen. Sorry, Stephen. Stephen, we don't hear you.
Oh, I didn't know you called on me.
Yes, we did.
So if you can find a if you can work together with other people and, get a solution that everyone feels good about, that's the best way to go. That's what I think is. I think that's it's important to do that if you can, for people to be working together, so that there's cooperation.
Yes, yes, and you are very good with the book. Whatever is there, just go and try. Go and try. And it's okay if we won't be able successful for the first time, or for the second time, or even for the third time. Keep going. Anybody else wants to share?
Who let the dogs out? 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 Well, the weather was not.
So it's so long list while I read. To remove was on the lower. Okay, guys.
Yeah, no, I think this was a really important an important step, because you don't want to have to go through life having to fight people all the time. It's just going to
Yes.
expend your energy. You're not going to have the energy to focus on yourself and making your life happier if you're fighting all these people. So it's better to learn how to communicate with others.
Yeah, you got the essence, Dorothy. Thank you very much. I like your comments. Yes, and it's a more enjoyable way. And yes, I agree with you. Katibe?
I'm sorry, but this last video of that break-in is that there's a segment of the population that you cannot have a synergy with and use your intuitive wisdom. I'm just saying, it's just so funny that I said that. And like seconds later that happens. There's a segment of the population, let's just be real, that, irrational, immature, not awakened, whatever you want to call it. So thank you so much.
Yes, it's funny. Thank you, Vinit and Mr. Covey is telling about that. Also, we cannot have synergy with everyone. That was a good example. Okay, guys, we were exactly 1 hour, and I think that for habit number 6, it was a good review. Thank you for your feedback, and I think we can finish our meeting for today, and I will look forward for seeing all of you for the final habit number 7. Have a wonderful week, and please remember about what we learned today. And
Thank
try.
you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Christian.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Dorothy, enjoyed your comments.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yes, Stephen, thank you so much for your beautiful comments.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Katie B. Always pleasure having you. Hello, Shelby.
Hello. I apologize.